Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Gary, and in this video we're going to explore an ancient abandoned corridor of the Ohio River, and we'll find out what remains in its wake so that you can get out here and explore it for yourself. The best place to start our journey is to view a map of the southern tip of Illinois. If we look closely just south of the historic town of Golconda, there is an unusual cut in the landscape. It is at this location that the ancient Ohio made a sharp turn and headed westward towards the present-day towns of Karnak, Tams, and Mounds. With the help of melting glacier water, the river shifted south to its present-day course. In its wake, the former channel left a rich wetland environment, which today we call the Cache River Valley. To view what was left in the wake of the Ohio's retreat, we stop at the Big Cypress Access just north of Karnak. Walking amongst these giants gives one a sense of stepping back in time. There's a hole in here. Alright, I've got my light now, so we're going to try to do this without losing my camera. Let's go in here and take a look. Oh yeah. That's really cool. This cypress tree is one of the largest and oldest in the state. It has a circumference of 43 feet and a height of over 100. So there's no official trail that goes through here because a lot of times this is underwater and you just kind of have to make your way around the water. Oh, look at this tree. Leads to this big opening, which I think we can get into. I don't know if this is called the Winnie the Pooh tree. All right, I am inside this tree, but look at this. Right here's the hole that I looked into originally. That's the hole that I crawled through. That's crazy. But it almost looks like cave features. So no creepy crawlies that I see in here. Now that's something you would have to be careful of, be aware of. Around every turn, the ancient forest reveals more of its natural beauty. There's no crawling to get in this one. This one you can just walk right in. This has more like columns in it than the other one. Oh, that is so freaky. It's like it's on stilts. These look like stalactites because they go to the ground. Yeah, they're not roped off where you can't touch them, feel them. It's just a really awesome experience. All right, so these are cypress knees, and they are a gnarly bunch. They're actually part of this tree here, but they come in all kind of shapes and sizes, and I mean, some of them are large, some of them are hollow. Normally this would probably be underwater, but I'm taking advantage of the drier conditions. Call this the elephant tree. So we can get in there and take a look at it. Oh yeah, this is a bigger opening. I don't even have to take off my backpack to get in here. Yeah, just another cool cypress we can get into. Like little fins here. That's not very wide at all. Lots of little exit holes or entrance holes, however you want to look at them. And you can see that there's dried mud here. So yeah, this would definitely be underwater. Yeah, try to come here when it's dry so you can get into all these places. So when you come out here, you have to be careful of these cypress knees because they will try to trip you. They're low to the ground. Sometimes they're covered up with leaves. Instead of looking up in the trees, you do have to look down on the ground to see what's going on here. And this one has fire marks on it. So this is a double cypress tree that comes together. Going deeper into the forest reveals more unexpected marvels. This is just like an open wall that you can see into. And yeah, we still have some burn marks throughout here. So if you're scared of getting into one of these, this one's just wide open for you to look at. As I wind up my exploration at Big Cypress, I am thankful that this area was saved for us to visit today. Someone had to love and protect this place because most of the Cache Valley was not preserved in this condition. It was during the late 1800s that timber harvesting entered the Cache Valley. By the early 1900s, large-scale forest clearing and wetland drainage occurred, which forever altered the environment. Our next stop, which is just up the road, is a good place to view how the past has altered our present. Heron Pond has been dedicated as an Illinois nature preserve, which is considered a sanctuary for plants and animals in this wetland environment. In 1973, the National Park Service granted this area National Landmark status. Okay, so I'm at the middle of this bridge, and off to the left here is Cache River, and this is Dutchman Creek here. Heron Pond is part of a larger preserved ecosystem that encompasses over 1,800 acres. The 1.5-mile Todd Fink Heron Pond Trail is one of the easiest ways to see this area. So this is a good view to show you what's going on with the Cache River. It was channelized a long time ago in the 1900s, and what we have now is where it's eroding into the bank here, and the swamp is right up here. So as we go along, we'll see some artificial restraints to keep the wetland from entering the Cache River, because if it cuts in anymore, it has the potential to drain the entire wetland. The highlight for most people on this trail is walking out into the wetland via a scenic floating boardwalk. This allows for a close-up view of the inner workings of the swamp. As you can see, it's dried up. We've been in a drought, but there's remnants of what the swamp would have looked like here. This green stuff is duckweed, and this would have covered this whole swamp. It's not very deep, maybe 1 to 3 feet at the most, but everything is pretty much out of the water right now. Everything is brown. It's November, so cypresses have mainly lost their leaves or their needles, but it is kind of beautiful, just all this brown. So I'll insert some video here, the swamp in spring or summer, so you get a better idea of what this looks like if you do decide to come down here and visit. The cypresses are not the only big trees in the Cache Valley. All right, Champion Cherry Bark Oak. So this is as of 2022. This has a height of 105 feet, spread of 119. Circumference is almost 27 feet. So that is one big tree. Okay, there is a hole in this. Check it out here. As we leave the Heron Pond area, we head just north to the edge of the nature preserve. So today I'm at Wildcat Bluff. This is the edge of kind of the Cache Valley before it goes back up into like the Shawnee Hills. And I'm here today to check out a sandstone bluff that kind of marks the edge of where the Ohio River ran through. So I'm gonna get down here and check this out. I have to go a little bit off trail. What I thought was just gonna be primarily a sandstone bluff, the approach to it, I've located some limestone. We have fossils. So yeah, that was an unexpected find. Seems like these flaked off rocks have the most fossils in them. The transition between the limestone and the sandstone is quite dramatic. And we've got some things going on here. This here is sloping down, and this almost looks like it was poured into here. A really cool section of this area. There is a reason that I wanted to come down here today when it was colder. And that reason is the snakes are going to be more docile. What an absolutely beautiful area. It almost looks like the Utah desert sand. Really red, but just a really cool little transition to stuff like this. There's like a white residue here. We've got some rock pilings. And what's notable is we have not had any significant rain in several months. So we've made it to the viewpoint, and the first thing that I noticed was this rock has changed to limestone again. So we've got these limestone glades. So we've also got the Cache River that goes down here and does a little bend. And way in the distance over there, let me see if I can zoom in. That is the electrical plant, I believe, from Joppa. And then what's laid out before you here is this swamp that goes basically that way. Made the way down the hill here. A little bit closer view of the cache and that bend. As my time ends at Wildcat Bluff, we head southwest to the Lower Cache River to begin a new adventure. But this time, it's not by foot. The Lower Cache River is home to a 6-mile canoe trail that takes you through our second natural landmark in the Cache Valley. For this trip, my brother Tom has joined me. We gear up my old canoe and take to the swamp. This area represents one of the most northern native habitats for the ever-impressive bald cypress tree. The bald cypress tree is one of only a few deciduous conifers, which means it loses its needles in the fall, but still has a type of cone for pollen and seed bearing, just like an evergreen. As we make our way to Eagle Pond, the trees begin to get closer. Soon we enter the buttonbrush forest. Here this brush grows in dense thickets. If it wasn't for the state maintaining the canoe trail, this part of the swamp would be inaccessible. Leaving the thickets, we enter a large opening which serves as the edges of Eagle Pond. It is here that an 850-year-old cypress tree makes its residence. This tree has 290 knees, and one of them is 11 feet tall and is said to be 190 years old. The cypress tree is not the only abundant living thing here. The wetland is full of wildlife, even on a late November day. Great blue herons, kingfishers, and ducks all call this place home. Following the canoe trail, we exit Eagle Pond and leave the thicket forest behind. We head now for the more open waters of the Cache River channel. It is here where the channelization of the Cache can be seen. But in these deeper waters of the river, a new threat emerges to the native habitat. Asian carp, or what now is known as kopi, is an invasive species that is known for being aggressive invaders. With ravenous appetites and with no natural predators, it is hard to control the population. As we near the end of our journey, we come to one of the marvels of the area, the state record bald cypress. This champion tree has a circumference of over 34 feet and a height of 73. With a crown span of 35 feet, making it one of the most impressive sights on the canoe trail. As we paddle back to the ramp, we are appreciative that even on an overcast day in late November, we can enjoy the time spent on the waters of the Cache. For our last outing, we head to a lesser-known area just southwest of the Lower Cache. In the 1950s, the Cache River Diversion Project took place. This project channelized the lower section of the Cache and diverted its mouth to the Mississippi River. This ended up cutting off 11 miles of the historic Cache, which flowed into the Ohio River. Today, we can see the remnants of a forgotten railway. These monuments to the past are reminders of our interaction with our natural environment. All right, so here's a buoy, and the river is quite a way. The Cache River is over that way. This buoy is from the Mississippi. That means this water got up here very, very high. Farm equipment back there also. U.S. Coast Guard, July 2009, this was deployed. Oh, and this thing is stout. There is no moving this thing. So it's been here a little while. All right, so here's the second one on this little trail so far. August of 2015, it looks like it was sent out, and now it rests here along the banks of the Cache River. All right, so I'm coming to the end of the Cache River where it's channelized, and it goes into the Mississippi. Now, I'm not sure what I was quite expecting, but it wasn't this. Yeah, so this is the entrance into the Mississippi River, and it's just this concrete chute here that funnels it into the Mississippi. That is super strange and not expected at all. Not sure how deep this is, and you can see kind of off in the distance this concrete goes off to the left-hand side. As I head to the end of the Cache River, I am greeted by the sights and sound of the mighty Mississippi. All right, this is the official exit into the Mississippi. Yeah, there's a bend that's around this way, but you can see how confined the cache is when it enters the Mississippi. The Cache River has been forever altered, but its future is still being shaped, and with the help of many different groups, the cache will be here for future generations to enjoy. Alright, so that's the end of the video. I've come back here to the big cypress area, and I wanted to show you just how beautiful this area is throughout the season. Now it's about a month and a half since I filmed all this, but wow, yeah, it's changed, and I am just glad to be back here. And I am so thankful that the people in the past and the present are protecting this area. This is a truly loved area, and I believe it's often overlooked. When you say the word swamp, it has a almost negative connotation. And I've hoped through this video that you've seen that the swamp area is just a rich environment for you to get out and explore. Now there's a lot of places that didn't make it in this video that I had actually shot, just didn't make editing sense to put in here. So there's a Section 8 Woods boardwalk that is really neat, and it deals more with the Tupelo gum than the bald cypress, which I've kind of narrowed in on this video. In the past, I've kind of kept to the rivers, the bluffs, you know, the majestic sceneries where I could get up atop and look over. But coming here and filming this area, I realized how much I did not know about the area and this Cache River Valley. Just knowing that the Ohio River come through here and shape this area, and then us as humans coming in behind that and also reshaping it. And even today we are continuing to reshape the environment to get a portion of it back to like where it was, so our future generations can come here and see this beautiful area. So I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe and hit the like button. And leave me a comment below of things that you would like to see in the future, or things that you didn't know about that you learned from this video, because that encourages me, that helps YouTube suggest it to other people, and yeah, I would just appreciate it. So yeah, that's it for this one, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.